Hello. Yeah, so some of you liked my last video, and someone wrote a comment that I sounded like a crazy person, but you know what? That's what I thought too initially when I first heard about the truth movement. But then when I did more research into it, I mean, all I really had to see was that documentary that time on the History Channel, which made me think that oh yeah, there are a lot of holes in the story. So you know, I But anyway, what I wanted to talk about in this video, it was actually a comment somebody left a while ago. Like I guess it was a few weeks ago on one of my videos, and I did reply back to her, but once I did, YouTube deleted both her and my comment. So I don't know entirely why that was. If something in the comment or the conversation was deemed not politically correct. Um, I don't know, but so if you checked back at the video and your comment was missing, it was not me, it was YouTube somehow. And I wanted to talk about this comment because this may sound a little petty, but I've been wondering about it. This person, and I've had a few people on my channel actually say that, yeah, obviously my mother's a narc, and that's, she doesn't get a pass on that because a lot of the narc behaviors are intentional, and I believe a lot of what she did was intentional, whether it's narcissism or borderline or whatever. But I've had a couple of people write on my channel that, and I've said it too, that my mom just isn't very bright. And someone wrote a while back, like, a lot of the way my mother was treating me seemed to be some sort of projection, and probably because she's dumb, like how she always kind of treated me like I had some sort of hidden disability or something. That's my son singing in the background. I don't know, he's like whatever noises he's making, I don't know. Um, and just that she was done. And I kind of agree because like she's got a couple of areas where she's okay, like language arts. She has a master's in teaching. She taught reading, but overall, like there are some huge gaps in her intelligence and her reasoning. And I'm not being petty. It's like something I've honestly observed over years now that I think about it. Um, and yeah, someone said a while back, your mom is done. And then I've heard people compare narcissism and the autism spectrum, which I know they're totally different. I'm not saying that people on the spectrum have character flaws or anything like that. And I actually did a comparison. Not that I really think they're similar, but more like reasons why people think they're similar, not because they really are, but and then the thing with my mother, though, like that's annoying, is she does play dumb in a lot of situations, and it's annoying. But there are times when things that should be glaringly obvious go right over her head, or she'll criticize me for something I did or said in a social situation, but her own lack of insight into the situation is so glaring that like I wonder if so and this woman that commented a few weeks ago said that my mother sounds very similar to her mother, and her mother, like mine, also had the master's in teaching, so people were kind of thrown off a bit. So people would like think she was smart even though she might not have been. And her mother was a narcissist too, borderline or whatever, and she said that she always suspected that her mother had some type of developmental delay. And I was really thinking about this. And again, like you could be smart or decently intelligent in some areas and not in others, and she did have the master's in teaching, but like, and I'm not saying I'm not letting her off the hook for the narcissism or borderline or behavior or whatever, because I still feel like I was legitimately abused and bullied by her my whole life, and that she hates me no matter what. I still believe that. But I'm kind of wondering now if something else is wrong too. Because, yeah, there are times where she plays dumb or gaslights, but there are times too where I think there's like major holes in her cognitive ability. And I think a lot of the way she treated me, like somebody said, was projection, not really based on reality with what I could or couldn't do, but projection of her own inadequacy. Because she would tell me that I was bad at things that I'd never even tried. And I always thought that was very odd. It's like, well, it could be deliberate, like she's trying to destroy my self esteem, and maybe she was, but it was the kind of thing that was like it was so obviously wrong that you just wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't believe it anyway because there was zero basis for it. Or, yeah, so I don't know. Like, again, I'm not excusing the narc, BPD, that kind of behavior, but like, I'm starting to wonder if she actually is like mentally impaired in some way, or there's some sort of developmental delay going on. And again, like, it sounds really petty, but I have a lot of legitimate reason to believe that that might be the case. And this person said too, like, say she was mentally impaired, right, or had some sort of developmental delay. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, in and of itself, there isn't. But don't project every single inadequacy you have onto your child, where it may not even be true half the time. Because that's damaging. And just the creation of the codependency with me, I think, maybe part of it was malicious, like trying to destroy me or whatever, but I think a lot of it was just like she just has no identity of her own. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I said in another video. And that video is what prompted this comment, which YouTube deleted, and I don't know why. But anyway, those are just some thoughts, and it sounds like maybe I'm nitpicking or petty, but that really wasn't my intention. Like, I'm seriously wondering. And I guess I'll see you on the next video. And like I said, I am pregnant now. I'm almost halfway through. I think I'll be 20 weeks in a few days. So obviously my face is obviously fuller. Probably a combination of water retention and chub, but whatever. So I do get trolls on my channel sometimes. I just don't want any comments that I am fat. So just getting that out of the way. I'm 4 or 5 months pregnant. I guess I've gained like 10 to 15 pounds, which usually does happen. So I'm one of those people that, based on last time, I don't overgain throughout the whole pregnancy, but I do tend to gain more in the beginning. It's just my body freaks out and puts on an extra layer of fat. So that is what it is. And yeah, I guess I'll see you on the next video.